Salve discipuli, hello 8th grade, hello my remote students, and welcome to this week's Latin video lesson. We're going to be going through the passage gladiātōrēs in stage 8 of your Cambridge Latin course webbook. So this is on page 102. So make sure you have your webbook ready to go so you can use this while translating. And also don't forget to use the Explore the Story function on Cambridge Elevate to help you with unfamiliar vocab as well. So in part 1, you guys know the drill. We're going to go over the additional vocabulary on the side, and then I will read through the Latin. You will translate the passage, and then you will come back to part 2, where I will walk through the translation. And you'll make corrections as necessary and then submit your translation. You're going to submit it on Google Classroom. I'll have it. You should be able to submit it, a picture of your translation there. Now, at this point, last week you guys got to read the model sentences for this chapter. Now, the grammar in this chapter, if you remember from our grammar lesson last week, we are learning about accusative plurals in this chapter. So we're starting to see some plural direct objects here. So it's really important to not only be paying attention to our verbs, right? I know we spent a lot of time with verbs. So you got to pay attention to your verb endings so you know what tense you need to translate the verb as. But we're also needing to really be paying attention to our nouns as well, because we've got lots of plural nouns included. So just as you're translating your sentences, try to be a little bit more nitpicky. If you have the sense of the passage and of the meaning of what's going on in the passage, that's great. That's a huge step. But now we're kind of getting to the point in Latin where we want to start being a little bit more nitpicky about making sure we have all the grammar translated correctly as well. So let me make my face a bit smaller and then we'll zoom in here. All right, let's see. Oop, that's a little too far. Okay. All right, so we've got our glossed vocab here, Senator Romanus. This is a Roman senator. Magnifica, magnificent. Nuceriam. This is capitalized. Remember, capitalized words are going to be names of people or places. So in this case, Nuceriam is the name for Nuceria, a town near Pompeii. And then Nucerini is our word for the people of Nuceria. So this Nucerini, that's a nominative plural ending. Inimici is enemies, another plural. This is a plural ending. Saipe means often. Turbulenti, this is an adjective meaning rowdy or disorderly, so related to our word turbulent. Spectaculum is our word for a show or a spectacle. Splendidum means splendid. You see splendid in there, that's an easy one. Edidit means presented. Diem natalem is birthday. Celebrabat was celebrating, so it's an imperfect verb there, really to celebrate. Do you see that? Venerunt is they came. All right, so it's a plural. Cives is citizens, and this is our third declension plural ending. So we'll have to pay attention because remember, the nominative and accusative plural is the same in the third declension, so we'll have to pay attention to the context of the story to know whether this is our subject or our direct object in a sentence. Complebant means they were filling, another imperfect verb. Nuntiabant, they were announcing. Viginti is our word for 20. Retiarii are the net fighters. So they actually have different words for different types of gladiators who had different fighting styles. So retiarii, we'll learn about this, but they fought with like a trident and a net. Murmilones, the Murmillos were heavily armed gladiators. So they've got very heavy armor and weaponry. The bestiarii are beast fighters. So they would have exotic animals that they would bring into an arena and have sort of a simulated hunt. Bestias is beasts. So bestiarii are the beast fighters. Bestias is beasts. This bestias there, that's one of our accusative plural endings. This is for a first declension noun. bestias, beasts. So it's going to be a direct object. Quam celerime, this means as quickly as possible. And then vehementer means loudly or violently. This is related to our word vehemently, not a word you use very often, but it's an awesome word. And then takuerunt means fell silent. So this is a perfect tense of our verb. I think we saw the present tense in the previous chapter. So takuerunt is fell silent. All right, so as usual, I shall read through the Latin, so follow along, and then after that you'll translate the passage and then come back for part 2. So, gladiātōrēs. Regulus erat senator Romanus. In villa magnifica habitabat. Villa erat prope nuceriam. Nucerini et Pompeiani erant inimici. Nucerini, quod amphitheatrum non habebant, saepe ad amphitheatrum Pompeianum veniebant. Saepe erant turbulenti. Regulus olim spectaculum splendidum in amphitheatro edidit, quod diem natalem celebrabat. Multi nucerini igitur ad urbem venerunt. Cives Pompeiani erant irati, quod nucerini vias complebant. Omnes tamen ad forum contenderunt, ubi nuntii stabant. Nuntii spectaculum optimum nuntiabant. Gladiātōrēs adsunt, viginti gladiātōrēs hodie pugnant, retiarii adsunt, murmilones adsunt, bestiarii bestias feroces agitant. Pompeiani, postquam nuntios audiverunt, ad amphitheatrum quam celerime contenderunt. Nucerini quoque ad amphitheatrum festinaverunt. Omnes vehementer clamabant. Pompeiani et nucerini, postquam amphitheatrum intraverunt, tacuerunt. Primam pugnam expectabant. All right, so get to work translating this. Again, make sure I would have this page open in a tab, and then also have a tab open on Cambridge Elevate, so you can refer to the Explore the Story function or the dictionary on Cambridge Elevate to look up any words you might need help with the vocabulary. So get to work on translating. Pay very close attention to your verb tenses and also to your noun endings. Make sure you're making singulars singular and make the plurals plural. So make sure you're paying attention to that as well, okay? Try to be a little bit more nitpicky with the grammar. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Otherwise, I will see you in part 2, where we will go over the translation and you can make any corrections needed. Valete discipuli.